International has set a target of a net gain of 3% in membership for the next 3 years. I believe we can achieve 5% this year, 6% next year, and 7% in 2014-2015. I know you're smiling, Henry, and you're wishing me good luck on this, aren't you?
No, the other place, the job is a big one.
Anyway, if we do this, and I say this if we do this, and I'm pretty confident that we can do throughout the district, then we will reach a number of 2,000 for our membership by that time, by the end of 2015. It's a number we haven't seen for a long time, Henry, isn't it? It's a long time. We've been going downhill. We're down below 1,700 at the moment. So we do need to lift it up, because we are taking on more programs at club and district level. To be able to handle it, we need those members, and newer members for new ideas. However, I don't think we should underestimate the task. I think it's up to every one of us to actively seek new members, and how much easier our succession planning will be if we do just that. Turn my attention very briefly to, well, before I mention this, I think also that the 3-year strategic plan at district level is now up on the website, if you want to actually reference that. And there are other programs and bits and pieces. We've drilled down away from the Rotary International 3-year strategic plan to give it more emphasis for district. And I know some clubs have actually adopted the 3-year strategic plan, which they've drilled down again from the district one to be able to manage. Now this year we will see, in the Rotary Foundation, we will see the completion of pilot districts for the Future Vision programme. As you're probably aware, District 9600 is a pilot district. In fact, we are one of 100 throughout the world who were selected for that pilot programme. Excuse me. There are 3 other pilot districts in Australia. And as you probably look at the number of pilot districts throughout the world, you will find that between 25 and 30% of those are actually in the North American continent. At the start of the Rotary year 2013-2014, excuse me, all districts in the world would be Future Vision districts. Thank you, Sue. Every good speaker has a glass of water. Thank you.
Well done.
It's happening more and more. And I think one of the things about the Future Vision programme, in my belief anyway, and I try to keep things fairly simple with a background in engineering, you have to, I think that where we spend the money at district is a lot simpler, and I think this is one of the strengths of the programme. But I'd also like to mention the fact about matching grants that we used to have at the Rotary Foundation, and the problems, not the problems we had there, but the number we turned through over the years, and how they got more and more, how the foundation wanted more and more actually money going into it. But now we can actually allocate funds from district level and manage it ourselves, and I think this is one of the great strengths of the foundation program we've got at the moment. Now, I think every member is encouraged to actually support the foundation. I know you do this at the club level, and to participate in programs associated with the grants from that foundation. So let's make good use of the opportunities that are offered by the foundation. But let's not forget that while we are this close to completing the Polio Plus program throughout the world, it still needs our support. There is a shortfall of $945 million. When I asked the question the other day, why is there a shortfall of $945 million? Well, we haven't got the money, of course, but what's happening? What's happening, they're pulling back the programs. They're pulling back the inoculation, they're pulling back the actual what's in the field. So we must be very careful of that, because what can happen then, the polio virus will become endemic again. Now, there are 3 countries, of course. Now, India went off for this year. They were 12 months free in February, January-February period. We have Nigeria, Afghanistan and Pakistan. And the numbers are coming down there. But we can't take our eye off the ball in other parts of the world where that polio virus can actually spread. I want to talk also one of the programs of the foundation, which I was able to participate back in 2003, and that's the group study exchange teams. Well, these have been replaced with the vocational training teams, and the emphasis now is more on sustainability, and obviously on recognition of one or more of the focuses of the foundation, which I mentioned before. Well, this year we're looking to send a team to Holland to review how they have tackled the problems of drug and alcohol abuse, which I think is fairly relevant because I know that this club is related to the drug arm side of things. Not that you're druggy, so just saying you're related to the drug arm, so in a very hard way, of course. Now the team that goes out, we've actually selected the team leader, and that's Tanya Broadbent from the Rotary Club of Karoi. We're asking now for team members to actually put their nominations in. They close on the 17th of October with Brian Kennedy, who's on the foundation committee, and the interviews will be done on the 20th of October. So the drug and alcohol abuse sort of situation is quite broad in its aspect. So we're expecting some very good candidates for that. Now that will be done using district funds. And in return, District 1600, which is centred around The Hague in Holland, is working to send a team to Papua New Guinea and Solomon Islands to assist in their drug and alcohol abuse programs using a global grant from the foundation, which is slightly different. The team that will go out from here will be very similar to the way the GSE teams were. Sorry, the group study. I'm going to get away from these acronyms. The group study exchange teams went out. In fact, they will be hosted by Rotarians in Holland. But the team coming over will actually all their hotel accommodation, everything will be paid for right through the Global Fund. So they've got the proposal into the foundation at the moment, and we're just waiting to get that completed. I think our country is really fortunate to have 3 emerging countries within our district. Excuse me, and that's Papua New Guinea, Solomon Islands, of course, and Nauru. And I think each is struggling in its own way to develop their infrastructure to a higher standard. And Sue and I have now completed our visit to Papua New Guinea. We still have Nauru and the Solomon Islands to do. And listen to the issues in Papua New Guinea affecting the way assistance is given to them. And I've asked the clubs over there to prepare a wish list. They'll say, I think they're missing the matching grant sort of situation. Now this list will be directed to a district coordinator who will coordinate and direct them appropriately to the best avenue to achieve the right outcome.